today is July 9th, 2024. Suffolk County Board of Education regular meeting agenda. Call the meeting to order at 6 p.m. Let the minutes reflect that currently Mrs. Harvey and myself are present in the room. Mr. Brogan is dialed in, and we are waiting momentarily for Mr. McBride to join us. So we'll give him just a few minutes to try to join. I'm going to check with him one more time. If he is not able to join, we do have a quorum, so we'll move ahead, but I'll give him just a minute here to try to get dialed in.
Just to confirm, there was no revised agenda this time, or is there one?
There is not one.
Okay. So we're all on the same page.
We are on the same page, sir. All right, I watched spot never boards, but we've given Mr. McBride a minute or so there to try to get dialed in. I haven't heard back from him. I've sent a text, so we do have a quorum, so we'll go ahead and move ahead. Ms. Hudson, would you lead us in the pledge of allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, next item, approval of agenda with adjustments.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion by Mrs. Harvey that we approve the agenda. I'll second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstaining? Let the minutes reflect by a 3-0 vote that the agenda was approved as provided. Presentations on the floor, we have Ms. Lisa Thompson. Public comment, I'm sorry. No presentation, so we'll skip to 5.
Okay,
Public comment, I'm moving ahead.
but is somebody scheduled for presentations?
They're not.
No,
No, they're
just
not.
deviate. Don't
Tonight's
deviate.
a light board meeting.
Really, don't deviate for me. Just some quick things. I just got questions as usual, and they might not be your favorite subjects, but just know I'm honestly here to help. That's the only reason I'm here. We can do better, and I'm just trying to help in that situation. Okay, so, the first thing is, Hinton Area Elementary. I just wanted to ask, I don't know, Mr. Global, I know that the State Department has visited Hinton Area Elementary, and I didn't know if you had provided any updates to the board or to the public as far as the findings that the State Department of Education found when they visited Hinton Area Elementary regarding the mold and mildew.
And during public comments, we can't.
Okay, that's okay.
But.
So, okay,
noted,
so
noted.
duly noted, okay, great. If you could provide the public or the school board with the findings of the State Department based on the mold and mildew, the samples and the test that they did, we would really appreciate that. And segueing into that is, I did go by the school today and met a wonderful person. His name is Randy Sinclair. He has done Bell Point Baptist Church. He has done, other places around here pressure washing. I don't know if you have it scheduled for Hinton Area Elementary to be pressure washed prior to school starting. I don't know what is in the works with that, but I'm providing you this man's information. He He is working on an estimate. He needs the square footage of Hinton Area Elementary to determine his estimate, but there's a great need, not a desire, a need to have that done before school starts. I was just touching base on that. And then, the lighting situation, I did talk also to the State Department, and they said that's something that you guys should be working on based on priorities. Students cannot learn without proper lighting. If you look at studies statistically, that lighting is not conducive to their learning in a proper environment, so I didn't know where we were on that. And then 3 things I want to do, the levy really quickly. Hopefully we're moving with the levy, we're running out of time. Do you have a plan of action to get the word out and inform the voters to pass the levy? Time is running out. Why is information not going out on Facebook or the website or any media sources? We're almost down to election period. There's nothing going on with the levy here in this county, and we need to get moving. And the COVID money. So if you could update us with a specific dollar amount of what is left and where you are spending it. I know I came up with a 1.9 million that was left 3 months ago based on the data that you and Cassandra gave me. I didn't know if that money has already been allocated, if maybe I'm inaccurate and based on the numbers that you've given me. But I just wondered where the remaining COVID funds are going and if they're going to things that need to be done, such as the integrity of Hinton Area Elementary School. And adding to that is they need a marquee. You can't have a school in a county without a marquee. That's just unacceptable. Unacceptable to have a county school with no marquee. And to say that you have no money, then you're spending money in the wrong places. And lastly, the website. It still needs a major facelift and improvement. There needs to be this needs to be a source for parents and community to hit for information and inspiration. There has not been an update on this page that we can tell of in the last 2 months. Is there someone who is regularly updating content and keeping it fresh? That is your tool to communicate with your parents. Facebook is your tool to communicate with your parents. And the last thing I'm saying is, I use Facebook to share your meetings. I've posted that they're live right now. Hopefully people are watching. That's nowhere on your Facebook page. It's nowhere on Summers County Schools' Facebook page that you guys had a meeting tonight. Yes, you have it on the website. It's kind of tucked away under board agenda, but it needs to be visible so you can get people coming in to share their input and help move this county forward. Because this school board is holding up our county from growing. We're not going to grow if we don't have good schools. If we don't pass the levy, we're not going to grow. Our death rate is greater than our birth rate. We need to turn it around, and it's up to you all. You all hold the key. You all are so critical to this county. It is so crucial that you guys get moving and get our schools improved. It is critical because people aren't moving here. They're going to go to Greenbrier County going, those schools are nice, and they have businesses and they have things. Why would they move here when you drive up to Hinton Area Elementary and it looks like a prison camp? You guys hold the key to the future of this county succeeding. That's a lot of pressure. I don't know. I can't sleep at night, and I'm not in your jobs, and I feel sorry for, I feel sorry for you. And Mr. Ward, well, there's a lot of work to be done here. A lot of work to be done. Like, continuous, 24 hours a day. My mind is going, how can we fix our schools? Let's get going. Whether it's grants, money, calling the parents together, having a community day to clean up the schools, having a school spring cleanup day, let's get going. Show us things that you're doing. That's all.
I've made that of all your concerns, and I'll talk to Mr. Ward about it.
Thank you.
Item 6, approval of minutes. So I'm going to break these out. June 11th, we'll handle that one first. This was the June 11th regular meeting, ended minutes. Okay, a motion by Mrs. Harvey to approve the June 11th regular meeting amended minutes.
I'll take it.
Have a second by Mr. Brogan. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Okay. Opposed? Abstaining? Aye. Let the minutes reflect by a 2-0 vote with myself abstaining. The minutes set of minutes be the June 25th minutes.
Make a motion to approve the June 25th meeting minutes.
Motion by Mrs. Harvey, seconded by Mr. Brogan. We approve the June 25th meeting minutes. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstaining? The minutes reflect by a 3-0 vote that the June 25th meeting minutes have been approved. July 1st was our statutory meeting. We have the July 24th statutory meeting minutes.
Motion to approve the July 1st statutory meeting minutes.
I'll second. A motion by Mrs. Harvey, seconded by myself, to approve the July 1st, 2024 statutory meeting minutes. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstaining? The minutes reflect by a 3-0 vote, July 1st, 2024 statutory meeting minutes have been approved. And lastly, we have July 2nd, 2024 work session meeting minutes.
So on these, under number 5D, the notes there say offer the Lincoln Schools with Lincoln Association. It should be offer the metal building for Ina Lincoln School.
Any other changes? I'll make a motion with the mentioned change by Mrs. Harvey that we approve the July 2nd work session meeting minutes. Seconded by Mrs. Harvey. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstaining? Let the minutes reflect by a 3-0 vote, the July 2nd work session meeting minutes have been approved. Bills, we have none. Year-end bills, transfer supplements. We do have, Mr. Brogan, we have a large packet in our folder, and this has to do with the normal year-end budget transfers. These are all done within County Fund 11. This is what we approved at the end of 24 fiscal year for Cassandra to make these transfers. She has given us this copy before the transfers have taken place. I did speak with Cassandra before the meeting and asked her if we just take, of course, we don't have to take action on this, we've already voted on it at the end of the 24 fiscal year, but we're gonna take no action here and then just leave this on the agenda for the next meeting. And she said at the next meeting she would be here and she could explain this to us.
Okay, that's good thing. A little bit of description.
Repeat that, please.
I think it's gonna be a little bit of description.
Little descriptive, yeah. She did talk a little bit about how these are broken out in different, in my day job, fund control points, my day job terminology. I don't know if that's what they're called with the educational system or not, but it is in County Fund 11, but then there's different pots of that money, so she's gonna explain to us how those are broken out at the next meeting.
Okay, that's good.
All right, old business, discussion regarding a potential excess levy. So, I will just kind of go over a little bit about what we talked about during our work session, and anyone who would like to add to that can. During our work session, we talked about running a levy again in November. We have looked at what was included in the levy, and then we've talked about where we might be able to trim the levy down a little bit, the potential of running it for 2 years versus 4 years. If we do it for 2 years, we may be able to then show, here's what we did with the money, ask for a little more the next time and try again. We are going to try to get some of the PTO, parents from each school involved, some people who can reach out into the community and get feedback on what the community will be willing to support. Other discussion you all recall from our work session?
Would be pretty well covered.
In our packet, we do have some changes that Cassandra has made, I'm assuming with probably some help from the central office as well.
Yeah, we tried to.
With funds.
Trim it down a little bit.
So we can all take a look at this, and I would like to leave this on the agenda, and let's talk about this moving forward. Were we able to get in touch with any of the principals that could give us names from PTO? I know we were talking about that.
I've received from, everybody but one,
Okay.
so we're in the works.
Okay, so, I would like, once we get those names, I'd like to meet, have a little get together. It doesn't have to be a formal meeting, we can have up to 2 board members. Let's sit down and ask them, about going out into the community.
You all might have, let's say they couldn't make it in person.
Sure, we can
on
do-
the Skype in or.
Yeah, we can set it up where they can call in, however, and that might be the easiest way to do it.
Well, it might, with
Um,
summer,
so-
stuff going on for
We
everyone.
can take care of that, we'll make it as easy as possible, but, I would like to look over this that Cassandra gave. What I really like on the webpage, we had the levy items in detail, and with this, I know this is a quick draft, so she's combined some things, but, I'm gonna take this and work on it a little bit and see what we can come up with that we're all agreeable on, and then whoever's gonna be on those committees or groups to go out and talk to the community, they can take a sheet similar to this, and if there's something the community is not willing to support, we can make changes and get it on the way. When do we have to notify? When is our 100 day mark? August?
It's the second August meeting,
Okay,
so we have time,
okay.
to get it. It's around the 24th or 25th,
But we really need to move on reaching out to the community.
Yeah.
At this point, as quick as possible, so. Any other comments about the levy? Okay, we'll leave that on the agenda for the next meeting. Item 10, new business, approved purchases over 25,000. We have garbage removal for the 24-25 school year. This is with Southern Sanitation, $64,533.21, coming out of county funds. This is a recurring cost. Southern Sanitation's the only one that, provides us that service, so I'll make a motion that we approve this. Motion by myself, seconded by Mrs. Harvey, that we approve Southern Sanitation for garbage removal 24-25 school year. Any discussion? All in favor, please say
I'm
aye.
just curious.
Oh, sorry.
Is that like 20 grand last year?
No.
No.
I think it was like 57 last year.
Chad said it was about 57 last year.
Okay. So this sounds tremendous, but.
I understand. Yep. All right, so any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining? Let the minutes reflect by a 3-0 vote that the purchase for Southern Sanitation garbage removal 24-25 school year has been approved. Item 11, personnel. We have resignation and retirements. We have 3 there. We have leave of absence. We have employee professional.
Go ahead and strike that one.
The
She does not want that job.
employee professional.
Okay, strike that one.
Okay, so strike employment professional. Okay, so we have, professional transfer for the 24-25 school term due to workforce realignment, and we have substitute services. The names were all listed, effective dates are listed as well, and these have been published on the agenda at the central office and the website required by our policy.
So I'm curious, because on that, I just forwarded the, this professional transfer for 24-25 that resigned, you mean, but
She never submitted a letter. We were told possibly, but she,
it wasn't on an agenda.
I don't think so. I can go back and look.
She was committed to go to another job, and then when she found out it was not going to be, let's say, working 12 months in social work versus working 9 to 10 and less pay, she decided it'd be better to go ahead and accept the position.
Are you looking, Mr. Cooper?
If I can get good cell service.
Okay, because I can look and see, you remember about when that. Here's the 5/16.
It's not on 5/28.
Okay, I'm checking 5/16. It's not on 5/16. We had the June 11th and the June 25th minutes tonight, so.
That's enough to do. That's fine.
All right, so we have before us the resignation, retirements, leave of absence, professional transfer, and substitute services. I'll make a motion that we approve the personnel recommendations.
I'll say,
You got a second already, Mr. Brogan, thank you, Doug.
that's it.
Motion by myself, seconded by. That's all right. Motion by myself, seconded by Mrs. Harvey, that we approve the personnel recommendations. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstaining? Let the minutes reflect by a 3-0 vote that the personnel recommendations have been approved. Item 12, superintendent report.
Real quick, since Sunday, Mr. Mayor and I have been up in Morgantown with facilities, professional development, and more and more superintendents are going there because we're trying to find ways to save our county's money, but also be more efficient in what we do. But everybody's having the same problem. When you go to hire people, it's hard to find people that want to work. And the other is when they find out what kind of a job they have to do, it's very difficult. But having said that, what was positive about it, to answer some questions that have been out there about Kenton Area Elementary, we talked to Mr. Micah and Preston, from the State Department, and, Mr. Metter and I sat down with both those gentlemen. Their report, we'll give you their full report findings, as well as what we're doing to rectify any of the situations that are going on there at that school. But that school is definitely safe, structurally sound. The only thing we really have is more mildew. As far as power washing, that's gonna be done in August when we are finished with the building, because we got workers going in and out of there. And I wanna make sure that those guys get their work done inside. We have everything done by Dan Hill Construction, except 2 items that, it's that bulletproof glass that is still, needs to be delivered, but it won't be until the end of July, so that won't be an issue there, that area will be ready to go. The bathrooms have been gutted and cleaned, and new lighting has gone in there, and so that is being taken care of as well. As far as everything else, I think some of you saw the hole that was in, one of the classrooms. Charlie has fixed that, but we'll give you guys a full update on the findings and then what we've done to rectify them. But I want to talk to those guys with Mr. Metter, and the 4 of us get together to see what they were asking us to do and what we can do to get stuff done in a timely fashion, because they're there to help. Plus, Preston said, you all need to come to this professional development, because there's a lot of new technology that are out there. One that we found that's really impressive is, you know, in a school this size, we have to put wax down, and then we have to strip it. That is a lot of time, energy, and work. You gotta put a lot of coats of wax on this flooring. The new edition will not have that type of flooring, because you don't have to do that anymore. But Chad, can you tell them about, what you found out to save time, energy, and money with not having to wax these floors anymore with the new technology they're talking about?
Sure, it's a conversation with Liberty Distributing, and a few of their folks across the nation, across the state of West Virginia. Lack of manpower has kind of driven the market to come up with different technologies that will, I guess, save time and effort. And one of the pushes in the custodial world is, it's basically just there's a unit. It's a, and I know this is going to sound crazy, a square orbital sander, basically, a varnisher, it's basically just takes off a couple top coats of wax, and it basically just eliminates the yellowing, and it also eliminates the stripping. And the stripping is what's very, I guess, it takes a lot of time. It's very invasive, and so of course, we would have to purchase that machine, but yeah, it takes less time, and you wouldn't have to strip and wax, but every like 5 to 7 years. So it just eliminates the yesteryear ideology while incorporating a little bit of technology and saving time and energy. So that's basically it.
The other updates on construction, just to let you guys know, let other people know how it'll affect them in the middle school addition. We'll have the rooms ready, and we'll have the building ready. It's just the gymnasium will be the only thing that we cannot have done before school starts, which is not a problem, because we've been dealing with squeezing everybody into this building for the last 3.5, 4 years. So the good news is tonight, if anybody wants to take a walk through, you can see some flooring that's gone down in the 2 7th grade classrooms. They're pretty much done, except for they need to put the tile in, but they can't do it until they get inspection. So why put the tile in? You have to take it all back down. So the tile's sitting in boxes ready to put up. That'll go up very quickly. All the school furniture for the students will be in the next, is that the next 2 weeks, I said, Chad?
Actually, I believe it's this week.
Okay, so that'll be taken care of. The next thing that we need to have come in would be the status desk and chairs, but we're only talking about 12 classrooms, because the gym doesn't get that, neither does the STEM lab. As far as Elementary. Everything is going well there with our summer school, all the buses, everybody seems to be fine with their routes, they haven't had any hiccups, everything's worked well. Ms. Brown and the staff have done a great job getting kids in summer school, and then we've had quite a few kids doing credit recovery in the middle and high school. You guys know as well as I do, it's a lot easier if you do it during the school year, but some people just learn the hard way. But at least they're given that opportunity to get their credit up. Also, we have this weekend, John Henry Days. We have wanted 3 people to do summer work, but only 2 people were hired because they're the only 2 that applied for the job. Those 2 gentlemen are making sure that that area is nice and for people to be on the side of the road, if you will, with all the weed that accumulate. But if you've ever been on the side of that and tried to weed, you don't do it fast, and when it's hot and humid, we just want our workers to be safe. So those guys will have that done. They're also the 2 gentlemen that will do our power washing in-house, but once we get the construction completed in an area, they can do that at the end to clean that up and do a full power wash in the whole building. So we'll see what we can do to keep these buildings maintained the best we possibly can. But Jumping Branch, you guys know, last year put $100,000 on a roof. So really the only other thing in Hinton area, we need to look at the annex building is going to need roofing. That is definitely something that needs to be taken care of. If you look at the shingles on it, it's pretty bad. So we need to work on that one. But Charlie and Frank are doing all the rectifications, anything that the state has asked us to do, and then they're going to come back and do a walkthrough and check it on it, make sure everything's good to go. But that's about all I have for the report. There's not a whole lot right now because we had that work session. We pretty much unloaded on you that day. So unless you guys have any questions, I'll be glad to answer.
Just one, Mr. Bernie doesn't ask.
Okay.
The room for the health tech class. You had a chance to talk to Charlie about
I'll let John answer. I
So-
haven't, but Chad's taking care of it.
So it was a preliminary discussion with Charlie about what's needed. I think it's doable. It's just a little bit of time. Obviously, some wiring has to be ran, on the back side of one wall. Install a stackable washer and dryer, in the soon-to-be special ed classroom, we'll have to run wiring for a range and a refrigerator, and then an additional hand sink as well in the soon-to-be nursing room. So it is doable. I believe Ms. Blair may be coming down the next few days to look at the room and providing the additional requests that she may need for her classroom. So yes.
Did you say painting too for that?
And painting, yeah, painting.
That one room was the art room for a while, so we're gonna get a fresh coat of paint out there. Yeah.
Any other questions? All right, item 13, discussion of next agenda. This next board meeting will be July 23rd, 6 p.m. at Summers County Central Office. I would like to put on for the next agenda discussion or action regarding the electrical CTE class. Any other items?
You said 6 p.m. this week?
6 p.m. next, on July 23rd, yes, sir.
Nothing better, they're all six this year.
Yeah, these will all be 6, Kenny, moving forward this year. Unless we happen to change one for LSIC or something like that, but otherwise, 6 o'clock will be our standard time.
Yeah.
Okay, hearing no other agenda items, if you do come up with an agenda item, just reach out to Mr. Ward or myself prior to the agenda being published. And item 14, Mrs. Harvey, since you're here, I'm going to give you the honors.